What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining me. Happy Sunday. I hope you're all doing well. I appreciate you sitting and watching another one of my videos. And today, I want to talk about Aurora Cannabis tomorrow. They have earnings tomorrow. I also want to address some of your concerns. Talk about a polarizing stock. Man, a lot of people don't like this company. And I can see why. The entire cannabis industry over the last few years has lost a ton of market cap. We're talking 50 to 90% down from their highs, okay? I like saying highs when we talk about cannabis stocks. But yeah, seriously, 50 to 90%. So I can see why a lot of you have been hurt by this industry. A lot of you have. So I want to address some of your concerns specifically about Aurora Cannabis. And because there's earnings tomorrow, pre-market tomorrow morning, earnings will come out, and there's a chance, I mean, they beat earnings by quite a bit back in June. There's a chance they're going to beat earnings again. And if they do, if they increase the consumer market in Canada, the stock ran up a lot the other day, okay? There's a chance it could go up even higher. So I want you to get ACB on your radar, regardless of how you feel about it now. Let's say you lost a bunch of money trading with Aurora Cannabis. Let's say you stuck with Aurora Cannabis through the reverse split. And I want to talk about that too. And you got hurt. If you did, I'm sorry, that sucks. But take your loss and try to put it in the back of your head and forget about it. I want you to think of trading as emotionless as possible. Think of it as you're trying to make money and you're not getting too excited or too depressed. Because once you start doing that, you have a good chance of making decisions that you don't want to make. Selling too soon or buying in when everything's super high. One of you commented that you bought Aurora Cannabis at $11.70. It traded to a high of $12.18 the other day. Buying in at $11.70 when it was already up 70%, that's tough, right? It's tough to see a lot of upside potential in the short term, but this could be a fantastic buying opportunity even at $11.70. So I want to switch over to my computer because I want to talk about, first I want to talk about Aurora Cannabis and their reverse stock split. Back in May, they had a reverse stock split, a 12-to-1 reverse split. All that means, okay, if you had, let's say you had 1,200 shares of cannabis when they were trading below $1 per share. Now you have 100 shares. I'm terrible at math. Forgive me. You have 100 shares of Aurora Cannabis. That's why I picked 1,200, because I wanted to make the math easy. I wanted to make it easy, but then it wasn't easy. But that's okay. Now, okay, so you have a 12-to-1 split. You had 1,200 shares of Aurora Cannabis. Now you have 100 shares, okay? But your shares aren't worth less than $1 anymore. Now they're worth $8, okay? So that's what happened back in May. A reverse stock split is when they take the available shares and they reverse them down 12-to-1. The reason they did that is so they didn't get delisted from the New York Stock Exchange. That's what happened. They were in fear of getting, they were going to get delisted from the New York Stock Exchange. So I want to show you this article because I think it's important how the stock has performed after the reverse split. The reverse splits tend to be a bad thing for stocks in general, right? But there's a few cases at which a stock overperforms or performs better after the reverse split, and this is one of those cases, okay? So again, the entire cannabis industry is down 50 to 90% in the last few years. So I want you guys to be aware of that. It's not just Aurora Cannabis that has failed, it's a lot of cannabis companies. But that gives us an opportunity right now that the political landscape, the legislative landscape is changing. And it gives us an opportunity to get in cheaper again, right? We've talked about this on this channel a lot, that I like to buy stocks when they're cheap, not when they're expensive. So Aurora Cannabis, even though it ran up 70, 80, 60 to 80% the other day, it may be cheap right now to buy because it may run up. And I think we'll find out tomorrow the position the company's in to deliver great numbers in the future. But I want to show you a couple different companies that went through reverse splits. Okay, so we have a company like AIG, Citigroup, all companies that have done better after their reverse split. The one I really want to point out here, Priceline.com. I don't know if you guys remember Priceline.com, but Booking Holdings is right now, they did a reverse split, a 6-to-1 reverse split back in June of 2003. They sent a share price from a little over $4, to $25 per share. That was their reverse split. Today, one share of Booking is worth $1,627. That is a 64 times increase. 64, okay? So if you would have invested $1,000 after the reverse split, or just hung on to your shares, let's say you had $1,000. Now that $1,000 just turned into $64,000. I mean, after 17 years, a long time, but that's the power of a company that does well after a reverse split. So I think there's a chance for Aurora to do that as well. But I understand the negative sentiment. I really, really do. I understand it. Today I listened to this thing. This looks boring. But this was their investor call from June. And I tell you that because I wanted to hear from the CFO. I wanted to hear how much debt this company has. I wanted to hear what their cash on hand is. I wanted to hear what they expect their revenue to be over the next few years. And I liked what I heard. Okay, they do have $110 million worth of debt, which is quite a bit. So I get your concern when it comes to the debt, but for the size of their company, $110 million in debt, and where they are positioning themselves to grow really, really quickly into these other markets. Back in February, they got approval to sell, I think it was 30,000 kilograms per year in the European Union. And once they're successful there, that's a huge market that's untapped for Aurora as well. We've talked about the potential market here in the U.S. And what that could do. Seriously, like the market here in the U.S. Once it becomes, if the entire U.S. becomes a recreational place for marijuana. I mean, right now the industry is worth $130 billion. Between medical and consumer cannabis, $130 billion. And that's with how many states being recreational use? Right? If we get all 50, I mean, this could be $1 trillion industry here, right? It could be $1 trillion industry because sentiment is changing around cannabis. It really, really is. And that leaves the door open for a company like Aurora, regardless of how you feel about them in the past. Try to let that go, because there are some companies in this space, like Aurora and Growth, Canopy Growth, that could really be massive, massive players. Another company that you guys brought on my radar is Aphria, and I'll put that on the screen. It's APHRIA. I'll pull it up here. Look at me trying to type live again. But Aphria just bought a Sweetwater beverage company, and oh man, I am really, really excited about this company. This company's almost a penny stock right now, but this company could really, really boom. This company could potentially make you more money than ACB. So I'll make a video about them next week. We'll talk about them, so stay tuned for that. I want to talk about earnings again, because again, earnings tomorrow morning, pre-market, there's a really good chance that they're going to beat earnings. The company delivered an earnings surprise of 56.7% above where they were, where the estimates were last quarter. So I wanted to make this quick video. I know Aurora Cannabis has been polarizing for a lot of you, but I think it could boom. I really, really do. And listening to the company outlook and the new CEO, I have more faith in this company than I did. So again, thank you guys so much for 700 subscribers. Oh my God. Seriously, it's amazing. I woke up to a comment this morning that said, you deserve 10,000 subscribers. So I'm humbled by it. I'm appreciative of it. And I love the dialogue that we have down in the comment section. So keep commenting. And as always, if you didn't already do it, click that beautiful red subscribe button down below. And I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.